Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lick Godobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So, Bari Weiss, we know right now that she is going to be the editor-in-chief in CBS News. But it looks like we got somebody that's not liking the idea. And he's trying to compare this to Elon Musk's transformation in Twitter. So let's read this article and see what we got. I hope everyone's having a good morning. In October 2025, the media landscape was shaken when Paramount Skydance announced that it had acquired Bari Weiss media company, the Free Press, and appointed Weiss as editor-in-chief of CBS News, a newly created position meant to redefine the network's editorial direction. The move immediately generated intense discussion across the industry. For some, Weiss' promotion represented an overdue disruption to a state-corrupt corporate news culture. For others, it was an alarming step toward politicizing one of America's most storied journalistic institutions. Among the critics was the legendary CBS anchor Dan Rather, who called the appointment a dark day for the network, warning that CBS was trading its hard-earned reputation for independence for ideological experimentation. So to say Dan Rather was critiqued online following his pronouncement in an understatement. Chris Martz, he put out this tweet on Dan Rather. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Concern about rising temperatures on planet Earth heated up a hearing here in Washington today. For years, scientists have theorized about the dangers of the so-called greenhouse effect, the warming of the Earth's atmosphere due to the burning of coal and oil. And in recent months, as David Culhane reports, research has uncovered facts to support that theory.
Many scientists claim that the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere has been rising over the past 100 years, that the great sheets of pack ice in Antarctica are melting at a much more rapid rate than previously. And finally, that the sea level has been rising with increasing swiftness over the past 40 years. If these scientists are correct, about 25% of Florida would be flooded, along with low-lying areas all over the world. Climate changes could produce widespread disruption of agriculture. The American farm belt might be too dry, and the wheat and corn crops would have to move to Canada. Scientists blame the odorless, colorless carbon dioxide gas for these potentially dangerous changes around the planet. It is the greenhouse effect. The gas allows sunlight to filter down and warm the Earth. But like the glass of a greenhouse, the carbon dioxide tends to trap heat so that it cannot rise into space. The scientists maintain that the coal, oil, and gas we've been burning for 100 years have produced more and more carbon dioxide and helped overheat the Earth. Now, some political leaders endorse the demands for more CO2 monitoring stations, like this one in Hawaii. And they share the anger of the scientists at Reagan administration budget cuts at a time when they feel closer to getting definitive answers.
We are not doing the kind of research that we should be doing to determine whether or not these scientists who are so alarmed are correct in their assessment.
And what they find out will affect the lives and fortunes of millions of people, the very survival of cities like this one. David Culhane, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, well, he believes that it may go down. This may not do well. Well, I hate to break it to you. It's going to work. It's going to probably be okay, man. It'll probably work out. Just have to see how it goes. We just have to keep an eye. Bari Weiss is a former New York Times columnist who left the paper in 2020 after decrying what she described as a culture of liberalism, has since built the Free Press into a portable digital brand focused on commentary and independent journalism. She would traditionally fit exactly with what the left would want in a newsroom editor. She's smart, a woman, married to a woman, and she's socially liberal. Her critics, however, argue that she often serves as a figurehead for anti-establishment and center-right viewpoints that accuse mainstream media of suppressing dissenting opinions. Paramount's deal, which gives Weiss both operational control of the free press and oversight of CBS's editorial direction, signals a profound cultural realignment for the network. Under the new structure, she reports directly to Paramount's David Ellison, the new power broker behind Skynet's merger, rather than through traditional CBS News hierarchies. I guess that's what it's called. Ellison and Paramount executives have framed the move as part of a larger strategy to modernize CBS and reconnect it with younger audiences who have largely abandoned network news. Internally, however, the response has been more mixed. Some CBS journalists see Weiss as a fresh voice capable of re-energizing the newsroom, while others worry that her lack of television experience and strong ideological associations could erode CBS credibility. The network, still recovering from a bruising few years marked by legal state settlements, declining ratings, and leadership changes, now faces the challenge of reinventing itself without alienating its core audience. All right. Dan Rather's rebuke captured the unease of many longtime journalists. The 93-year-old former anchor who spent decades as the face of CBS News and Weiss's appointment cast a shadow over the institution he helped build. He questioned her credentials to lead such a large and complex newsroom, contrasting her digital commentary background with CBS legacy of investigative reporting and global correspondence, rather than warn that placing editorial control in the hands of someone closely tied to corporate leadership and compromised journalistic independence, the very foundation that made CBS News a trusted national institution. He compared the move to an experiment with ideology and integrity, arguing that journalism should have never become a branding exercise. Critics of the appointment see parallels to Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter in 2022, when a powerful individual with strong ideological convictions gained control of a major communications platform. In both cases, a self-styled outsider promised to restore balance and free speech to what they viewed as an overly partisan institution. Both Musk and Weiss position themselves as reformers fighting cultural conformity, yet in doing so, each unleashed fears about centralized control and unpredictable leadership. In Musk's case, rapid policy changes, layoffs, and reinstatements of banned users led to chaos and advertisers' flight. Observers now wonder if Weiss's influence could produce similar disruption at CBS, albeit in a more restrained institutional form. Yeah, this is a lot of info right here. Good info. Still, the analogy has limits. Twitter was a social media company dependent on algorithms and code. CBS is a legacy newsroom in the strict editorial standards, public trust, and unionized staff. Weiss cannot simply flip a switch to reshape this culture the way Musk reshaped Twitter. Yet both events signal a broader transformation in how powerful flows through American media, away from faceless corporations and toward high-profile individuals whose personalities define their platforms. Weiss supporters insist that she offers exactly what CBS needs: an independent thinker willing to challenge groupthink and rebuild trust in journalism. Her detractors counter that CBS's credibility depends on neutrality, not personality. If Weiss steers the network too sharply toward ideological commentary, they warn CBS could alienate the mainstream audience that still turns to it for straight reporting. Ultimately, Bari Weiss took takeover, which represents a high-stakes preamble by Paramount. It's a bet that a controversial, independent-minded journalist can breathe life into a legacy brand without destroying the very trust that built it. For Dan Rather and others who came of age when CBS News stood as the Tiffany network of broadcast journalism, that gamble feels less like innovation and more like a rupture, a turning point in which once revered institution may be trading its past for an uncertain future. Whether history remembers this as a renaissance or a dark day will depend on whether Wise can prove disruption and integrity can coexist inside America's oldest newsroom. Well, I'll tell you one thing, man. CBS could have made some changes a long time ago. They could have done that a long time ago. That's why they need this change now. That's why they need this change. And see what happens. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this turns out. We'll see. So that's going to be it for this video. So thank you all so much. If you guys could do me one little favor as to share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.